I started working with TalentPredix about 2 years ago, and it's part of the coaching practice in everything that I do. I do TalentPredix with my university students when I teach master students. I use TalentPredix with my private clients, with my group coaching clients, and professionals can also reach out to me just to do TalentPredix if that's all they want to do. I think it's a very important tool in the line of work that I do, which is career coaching for people that are specifically looking at having better controls of their careers and having better plans and really understanding themselves before they go out to the job market. What I think Talent Predicts is great for is validating reflections that my clients have already done about themselves. So usually I start off with asking my private coaching clients and my group coaching clients to answer a series of questions, and I prompt them to do the self-reflection first. I do this because I like people to start from inside out, and then we do the Talent Predicts maybe a week later, and it's really interesting to then blend what they thought about themselves. And when they ask people, what do you think are my strengths? And then get the Talent Predicts report and sort of blend that and use the Talent Predicts as a validation, confirmation. Sometimes there are surprises there because you may normalize a talent. So it may be something that is so natural to you, it comes so organically, you don't think that is a talent. So it could come as a surprise to them. Interestingly, when my clients then show their reports to their loved ones, like a partner, a family member, or a manager, if they have that sort of trust relationship with the managers, people go, yep, that's you. So, if they want to share that with others, it's really a really interesting conversation, and it sparks in them a better sense of understanding and confidence that those things that come naturally to them are not something that comes naturally to everybody, and they finally get it, that it is in fact a strength. So that is really lovely to see when we're working with Talent Predicts. There's so many things I like about Talent Predicts. It's hard to pinpoint just one, but I think a surprising one for the clients is the most limiting behaviors. It's when those behaviors are used in excess, and they are really what can burn bridges in a career, can cause problems for a professional, and not the weakest talents. People have a tendency to go immediately to those talents that are the weakest in their wheel of talents and worry about them. And then when we reach those pages about their top talents used in excess, that's when they go, yes, in fact, has happened to me, or that has happened to me, when they have really overutilized their talents to a point where it was not beneficial to them, their teams, or their careers anymore. So I like that because it's always fun to see the reaction on their faces, and how it really resonates with everybody that does Talent Predicts. The way that I explain it to my clients is, I tell them, think about superheroes, and when you watch superhero movies, it's usually when they get too proud of themselves and proud of their talents and overuse their talents that they get into trouble. And that's usually when they have to sort of learn how to manage their superpowers and know how to control them and when to use them and when not to use them. That's usually the message in almost every superhero movie. So if you're watching this over and over again, think about it now for yourself. Yeah. I think that the benefits and outcomes of Talent Predicts, they are not immediate. They really do come over time. I really insist for my clients and my students who do Talent Predicts with me that they cut the career DNA page and have that visually in front of them all the time. Because usually what happens is they do the Talent Predicts, then they have a session with me where I explain, go through the report with them. And I don't want them to then go on with their merry lives and not go back and review it. It will be revealed to them over time the reasons why they get along with certain people at work and not others, how some projects tend to work better for them or others, how some activities are more draining whereas others are more energizing. And if they keep that talent wheel and the best self DNA visuals at hand, they will look at that at the end of the day and say, this is why I'm so tired today. Or maybe tomorrow, I need to have this conversation first. I will give you an example. Let's say that's me. I have very low precision, right? So I can do it, I can be precise, it just takes more energy from me. So ideally, I would try to do that task that requires a lot of my energy early in the morning and get that over with so that I can then spend the rest of my day doing things that I prefer doing, which are more creative and engaging, working with others, working with my clients. So I tend to organize my day according to my talents. And that is something that you will learn over time. What I have also noticed is that somebody that has done an assessment with me a year ago, 2 years ago, will come back to work with me and say, I don't like this job anymore. And now I know why. I looked at my Talent Predicts report, and the values and the talents that I have to use in this role are not aligned with my values and my talents. And now it makes sense to me. And next time, I don't want to make this mistake again. So then we start looking at that best self DNA as a way to inform the job search and make their job search more purposeful, more intentional, and more aligned with their strengths and their career drivers and values. Um, I tend to give my clients a lot of homework around career drivers. If I find that in the career driver section they are spreading themselves too thinly and interested in too many career drivers, I ask them to reflect and be more sharp and focused. So sometimes I have clients that have over 90% of interest in 7 different things, and that is too much, right? So I'm like, okay, but for the next 2 years of your life, what are really the 3 things that drive you, or the 2 things that drive you? Whereas sometimes that's very clear, and I will get a client that has the 3 orange career drivers really spiked and everything kind of low. What worries me sometimes is when somebody is job seeking and has too many career drivers happening all at once. Let's say they are very ambitious, they're also very entrepreneurial, they also want to lead people, but they also want freedom, they also want, there's too many things. And we workshop that a little bit and we sort of go back into focus. So that is an important area to think about when you're looking for work. Well, that is my secret sauce. And some of the things that I do with the Talent Predicts report with my clients is not something that I'm willing to share here. Because it's something that I have developed over time and it has worked really well. But just top line, I can say that the TalentPredix report is a really important tool for my clients when they are working on their LinkedIn profile, their about section on LinkedIn profile, their executive summary on their resumes, when we're practicing for answers to questions, interview questions, we also use TalentPredix report. So basically, once they do the report, we use it for the rest of the coaching tenure. It could be 3 months that I'm working with a client, and we're constantly going back to the report and saying, okay, this question, let's see how we can use TalentPredix as an assisted narrative to help you answer this question or that question. So I have identified several ways that TalentPredix reports can A, inform which jobs to go for, and B, give them a competitive edge when they're going through the recruitment and selection process.